Hello friends, welcome to Channel Warrior Way. In this video, I will talk about samurais and medieval Japanese culture as a whole. Also known as the Knights of the East, the samurai were mainly the military feudal lords of medieval Japan. Samurai, the heavily armored cavalry units of the Middle Ages, had a very high status in Japan of that time. They were subject to their lords, daimyos, or directly to the emperor. The daimyos and even the emperor himself were considered chief samurai. Thus, the big feudal lords of Japan, the daimyos, small nobles, and the smallest military feudal lords were also considered samurai. For this reason, samurai were not only warriors, knights. They were both the bodyguards of their daimyo, or lord, and his servants in everyday life. In the Middle Ages, a feudal lord bearing the title of samurai held a much higher status than a peasant, such that a samurai had the privilege of killing a peasant for no reason, or even just for training or fun. Although such privileges of the samurai over the peasants were abolished in the 16th century, this tradition continued in Japan later. In this case, even if a villager complained about a samurai killing a member of his family, the samurai would be justified in claiming that the villager had insulted him, and no one would even try to prove otherwise. So that simple peasants did not have the privilege to carry a sword. This privilege belonged only to the nobles. For this reason, in medieval Japan, peasants created weapons that resembled labor tools, or learned how to defend themselves without weapons in order to protect themselves. Nunchaku, kama, kunai were some of such weapons, as well as martial arts such as karate and judo are self-defense techniques that originated in medieval Japan. However, in medieval Japan, a samurai who was established by his master or could not protect his master was called ronin. The title of ronin was a rank that made a samurai even lower than the lowest class peasant, and was even considered an insult. Most samurai preferred to harakiri, kill themselves rather than accept this insult. Samurai armor was made of many plates tightly fastened together. The most widely used weapons of the samurai were two large and medium-sized swords called katana and wakizashi, and also longbows called yumi. In addition, they always carried with them the daggers called tanto, which the samurai would use to make harakiri. Katanas in particular were considered one of the sharpest swords of the Middle Ages. If a katana collided with a rifle bullet, it could split the bullet in half. Katanas were made by the most skilled craftsmen of their time, or by the samurai themselves. Samurai would name these swords and believe that they gave them a part of their soul. A katana could take up to a year to make. Even the hilt of the sword could take up to 4 months to prepare. Thus, the katana had a great importance in medieval Japanese culture. Samurai was created by the Tang Empire in 646. The main reasons for the widespread spread of samurai in the Middle Ages are that Japan has less arable land than saline land, and that large feudal lords are constantly fighting each other for fertile land. The number of military feudal lords would not exceed 20,000 people. Such samurai were highly trained in weapons and ideology, but in the case of long-lasting wars, their number could reach up to 40,000 people. In such cases, an increase in quantity would lead to a decrease in quality. Warriors who did not complete their training were given samurai titles. This situation was also manifested by the decrease in the quality of the weapons and armor prepared for the fighters. Thanks for watching the video till the end. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe.